And this is in regard with India's unbeaten streak. Remember, India beat New Zealand yesterday to continue with their unbeaten record as far as the World Cup for 2023 is concerned. But in the middle of all the excitement and cheering, Mohammed Shami became a recipient of massive trolling. And the reason now we're understanding is that this is just frustration of Pakistan coming out. Intel sources telling us here at CNN News 18 that this is a frustrated Pakistan trying to use the religion card to ensure that the morale of the players is beaten. Remember, Mohammed Shami had a 7-wicket haul in that match yesterday, which led to India entering the finals. He even spoke about it by the time the match ended, that when he in fact had dropped the catch in the first innings, he felt extremely dejected, but then he came back with that 7-wicket haul and was happy that the men in blue in fact could enter the finals. Let's also now bring in our colleague K. Srinivas Rao, who's in fact joining us on the broadcast. Not really the first time that we've seen this sort of reaction on social media or trolling for Mohammed Shami. Even as, experts talk about all the time that religion is something that is usually kept outside the world of sports, players like Mohammed Shami unfortunately become collateral damage. And that's exactly what we saw even happening yesterday.
Of course, there's nothing new. I mean, keeping this tournament in mind, we've seen that clickbaits at any given time that has been tried to use as some sort of controversy creating mechanics. And Mohammed Shami is just one in a long list. That we are using different balls, we are using different pitches, we are using different. I don't know what. I mean, so it's been a never-ending. Rona Dhona from their side, and bringing Mohammed Shami, his faith and everything into the scene is again, it's just a continuation of the kind of mindset that they carried. By the way, I mean, you look at it ever since preparations for this World Cup began. What were they under? So or not World Cup. You look at it from the Asia Cup time. Was there any secret in the fact that India does not want to travel to Pakistan? It doesn't matter whether it's Asia Cup, it doesn't matter whether it's the World Cup, it doesn't matter whether it's the Champions Trophy. The categorical clear view is that India doesn't want to travel to Pakistan. Now, if India doesn't travel, there is no Asia Cup. Asia Cup will never happen. If Asia Cup doesn't happen, whose loss is it? It is not India's loss. It is the Pakistan Cricket Board that will be close to bankruptcy. So because of that, the BCCI obliged saying, all right, I don't mind playing, the Asia Cup, but it will not be in Pakistan, it will be at a neutral venue. Which their chairman inside the room agreed, and I can tell you this with absolute amount of authority. Inside the room he agreed, he came out of the room, he saw a bunch of media there, and he goes and tells the media, no, their guys are agreed to come to Pakistan, to come to the Asia Cup. Why? Because for him, it is their media, he wants to earn some stupid brownie point. And holding India there as a catalyst to, kind of earn that brownie point. And that kind of a mindset has prevailed throughout. At any given time,
Srinivas, as you're pointing out, that this really wasn't the first time that these players are becoming collateral damage or the recipient of such trolling. The larger point is how much it does have an impact on the morale or, the performance of the player, just if you have all of this in the backdrop.
Look at their team, the Pakistan Cricket Board, their very cricket board is supremely and absolutely responsible for killing their own team's morale. You look at the kind of statements that have been given in the middle of the tournament. Why are we blaming them about being careless about India when they don't even care about their own team? I feel bad. I feel bad for a Babar Azam and a Shaheen Shah Afridi, really talented boys, for no fault of theirs. They have been kind of made to feel as if they were working against the interests of Pakistan. You see how Pakistan Cricket Board itself has pandered to the whole rumor and fueled it about, there being a split in this team and they not getting along with each other. The Pakistan Cricket Board, in fact, was stupid enough to release a statement bang in the middle of the tournament when Pakistan was still waiting for their chance to actually try and qualify. They didn't even wait for that. They came out with a stupid statement that talked about how they were waiting for this Pakistan team to come back before certain changes would be looked at. At least let the World Cup get over. That is how pathetic the cricket board has been. And
Yeah.
now the thing is, then they said our media is not being given a chance to come. You know, 6 or 7 of the top Pakistani journalists, and I know because I've
Sure.
covered a lot of
Yeah.
cricket involving Pakistan. I've been to Pakistan to cover cricket. So they are top journalists. Nobody can say has not been allowed to come to India. They have come to India. They have all gone back. You know, you follow their Twitter handles. They have all gone back saying that their stay, their tour, their World Cup campaign was absolutely memorable. And these are good journalists
Okay.
who covered serious cricket.
Yeah.
They're not
Sure.
click-based journalists.
Yeah.
So the noise that is being
So
made is by
just noise,
people
as
on
you're
social
rightly
media
pointing out,
industry.
which is just unfortunate. And it's unfortunate religion is brought up in a sport which is usually called the gentleman's game. But Srinivas, we'll have to leave that conversation there. Let's not move on to happier things. Let's talk about what the men in blue managed to achieve in that match against New Zealand. They managed a win, and how. Multiple world records that were in fact broken. There was a record that was broken by Virat Kohli. He broke Sachin Tendulkar's record, and in fact on a day when Sachin Tendulkar was in the stands at Wankhede in Mumbai. Then of course that fantastic 7-wicket haul that came from Mohammed Shami, which ensured that the men in blues will now see us in the finals, which will happen at the Botera Stadium in Ahmedabad. So lots to look forward to. We'll know by the end of the day who India will be taking on in that final. So there's a lot of excitement that's coming in. We'll play out some reactions, but we do have a world exclusive to play as well. He's a legend and he's in India. David Beckham had an exclusive conversation with our colleague Anusuya.